Hello, everybody. How are you today? Michelle here with Triangle Social Media and my friend Helena, H-Rich Networks, and we are Social Studio. And we come live on Fridays. Wait, today's not Friday. Thursdays. Let's get the thought process going. I had a crazy day today, Helena. And we go live at 5 p.m. And so sometimes life gets in the way or technical issues. We've talked to you all about that. I'm silencing my phone because I forgot to do that a moment ago. And so we want to come to you and share tips and strategies to help you grow. And so because I forgot to do that a moment ago. I am going to go ahead and introduce myself. And just in case you've never seen us before, because we are real and we love just being authentic, and sometimes we're silly, and we just like to give strategies and tips to help all of us to grow, because we're running our business and there's so many different things to think about, right? So that being said, my name's Michelle. I own Triangle Social Media, and I help business owners manage social media platforms through content creation, social media coaching, workshops, one-on-one or group coaching. I love to share tips and strategies. I can do platform management, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all the places. And I enjoy what I do because I get to know different business owners and different industries. And I really do enjoy coming up with specific marketing tips for their specific industry. And, depending on your brand, you're unique, and not just within the business industry that you have, but your personality, right? So the way you run your business compared to someone else who may have the same type of business, but your brand makes you completely unique. And so the journey is, for me, understanding your messaging and your words, your thoughts, your mindset, the way that you think and the way that you talk, so that I'm partnering with you to share content that speaks your language, right? It's what you would have said. And so just a little bit of insight into how I help people, and it's about relationships. So we expand on that relationship, we grow, and I help your business to grow through social media. So I kind of went long-winded on that one, but Helena, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
That's okay. Hi, guys. We're here, like Michelle said, every Thursday at 5 p.m. You can see our join us Thursdays at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But as you know, or some of you may not know, I'm Helena Richardson, and I'm a former NASA IT specialist, and I founded H-Rich Networks during the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina. So what I do, I help businesses develop a strong online presence that increase your website traffic so that your ideal client can find you. So the goal is to address those problems that might prevent search engines from crawling your website. Remember, guys, all online experiences, they begin with the search engine, right? So you need to be able to have everything in place so that folks can find you. But you can learn more about my company by visiting my website at hrichnetworks.com. Oh, it's over here. Wait. I always get those over there. I'll just do this. You'll get it.
That's right. Because there's good content in every direction.
That's right.
Yes. And, it's enjoyable to come together and just share things. And we've been working on a list of 10 ways to help your customers fall in love with you. And again, like I said, it's about relationships, right? Mm-hmm. So we've talked about different elements of that list. And so today's topic is be available. And it sounds so simple, but have you ever been ghosted? Have you ever reached out to someone, whether you were trying to give them a service or you were wanting to hire them, and you can't reach them? Does that sounds so opposite of what, don't they want the business, or didn't they want your service? And so it happens on both directions in all different ways. Mm-hmm. And it can be frustrating, but from our perspective, from the service provider, we want to be available, right, Helena?
That's right.
We want to be available, and we want to make it a point to have an open source of communication for our clients so that they have confidence if they have a question, if they have an issue, if they need something, whatever the case may be, or just to keep in touch in general, right? That they have a clear path to reach us, and we will, whether it's email or text or phone, Zoom. There's so many different pathways of communication, right? But we want to make that available so that we can give excellent customer service, which will help them to depend on us, to trust us, to like us. It's about just being real and having that relationship. Right, Helena?
Right. That's right. Guys, it can really be detrimental for your business if you're not available. Availability doesn't just mean if you have a client and you're working on a project. It means just like we're here today, if we're promising that we're going to show up, we need to be available, because if not, then our numbers are going to go down. People are not going to follow us. So we have to make sure that we're accessible. And remember, there are so many ways. I mean, technology has opened up a whole array of ways in which customers can contact you through via email, texting on your phone, social media marketing. We find that there are a lot of folks that are doing more social media contacts than even using the cell phone. But you do have to make sure that you're available, because it's all about loyalty. It's all about letting people know that you are in it for them, and it's not the other way around. Because a lot of times people often think about themselves and rather than thinking about people. So, with the advances of technology in our society, we can be able to reach them quickly. Like Michelle had said, if someone is on social media or anywhere, send you an email, a text or something, within, I would say, that hour, you should be able to connect with them. Or, it depends on how you have your business schedule. You may say 24 hours, or some may say 72 hours. I'm not sure how you run your business, but what we're saying, it's important for your brand that you make yourself available to your customers. What I've seen, Michelle, is that when we're networking, that someone will have a business card and there's no contact information on it. That is so
That
wild.
is
That
so
is
weird.
a huge no. I'm not sure why, but I've seen that several times. Either they made, and I guess if they have a business card and maybe they only have their website, the thing about it, your website has all of the information. Or if you have a business card and you have your social media, you only have social media, because everybody doesn't have a website. But if they only use social media, the great thing to do is put your social media handle. So
Certainly.
exactly. So that's why it's important for your brand to have the same name on every platform. Can you imagine your card if you have, say, 4 or 5 different platforms, different business names? That will really mess your
I am
client
right
base
there
up,
with
right?
you. Yes. There's so many thoughts that I'm having about this, because on social media, sometimes you have your business name, but I'll use myself as an example, Triangle Social Media. But on Twitter, the name is a little bit shorter. You don't have as many digits, or the name may be taken. So you have to alter it in some way. But that's a different case than having completely different names on the platforms. It's confusing to people. So we want to try to have streamlined business names. And another thought is, on social media, when you have comments, questions, messages, there's a lot of places to monitor and manage. I get that. You've got your
Yes.
business page, you've got your personal profile on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, or wherever, messaging, right? You've got your text, you've got your email, you got your voicemail, you got your phone. You might have a business line plus your cell phone. Oh my gosh, it's so many different streams of communication. And as hard as it might be to manage everything, maybe you have a CRM that helps you stay organized, number one. Maybe you outsource some of your social media, like someone like me, who helps you manage and foster communication, right? And manage comments, questions. But whatever the case, it's important to check periodically if you have new messages or comments so that you can reply to people. Because a timely reply is respecting and appreciating that person who took time to reach out to you, right? And so just some of the thoughts, but
Yeah.
it is a lot to manage. It is a lot.
It is. It is a lot to manage. Now, something that I do that's very helpful. So even for like my website, if
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting a someone that have gone to my contact us page and they're wanting some information, or they're putting in a request for a website, then I have a specific folder within my email that all of those messages go to. Even when I have a customer, if I get a project, I'm going to have a folder for that
Mm-hmm.
customer so that all
Yes.
of their emails will be funneled to that particular
Mm-hmm.
folder. So those are some great ideas that can
Yes.
help you with funneling all of the, because yes, we do, we get so much. I think it can be overwhelming. It really can. Even for an
Yeah.
IT person myself, it can be overwhelming. And sometimes you may have to turn some of it off. But if you turn it off, guess what? It could be that $1 million business that you're gonna miss, right? We have
Yes.
we have a well,
We
actually, we
have a
have
couple
two
of
comments.
comments. So
So
back
let's
back
go
to the
back.
first one. The first
Mhm,
person said relationships, yes, they're agreeing, are important.
mhm,
And one of the examples we gave, they said, someone else said, or someone might have been the same person. It happens,
mhm.
there's glitches in the system.
Oh yeah,
um,
absolutely.
but as long as we pick it up and move it forward, then we're good, right?
Yeah, they say, what do you think about untick of, I don't know,
Spam
uptick of
calls.
spam call? Spam calls are crazy.
Yeah.
There are what you would call apps out there that can stop the spam call. Then you can also check with your provider. They
Hmm.
may have something in place to stop spam calls. Or if you see something that's constantly coming up, you can just block it.
You can.
Mhm.
And thankfully, on your cell phone, it tells you potential spam.
Right.
And my
You
own
don't have to
personal,
answer it.
right, you don't have to answer it. They can leave a voicemail and then you call them right back. If it's
Mhm.
spam, you've dodged that bullet. Um, and so, yeah, I know that's frustrating because, of course, we all know it comes in the form of many things, emails and
Mhm.
spam emails, messages. And so that might be a good purpose for having that business line that's separate from the cell phone. And the business line is good for the public, where you're putting your number out publicly because there are going to be spam, right? But,
Mhm.
like Helena said, even in the emails, I always check my spam folder because inevitably they make mistakes. Google does,
Yes.
and they stuck something in there that wasn't spam. So I have to rescue it. So I will
Mhm.
periodically look. Now, there are people who have tons of emails and it's a lot to maintain and keep track of, but it's good to, just peruse over that, glance through it, make sure there's nothing that accidentally went to spam, and save that person to your address book so that hopefully it doesn't happen again, right?
Right.
Um, and
And
someone
remember,
else, go ahead.
yeah, remember, guys, you're just dealing with a lot of bots, right? Those
Yes,
bots,
yes.
it's not a person per se. It's computerized, especially with all this stuff that's going on with AI. There is just a ton of ways for people just to be a pain, excuse me, in the ass, right?
Mhm.
To just constantly inundate you with a bunch of junk. Remember at one time you were getting a lot of junk mail? The junk mail have really decreased.
Yes.
Now our junk, I'm talking about the mail junk
Yeah.
mail, right?
Right.
You get a pile of junk
Snail mail.
mail, right? You don't get that anymore because of technology. So you have to find a way to wean out those calls. You can even, but depending on the locale of your business. So
Mhm.
Michelle and I can do business nationwide. So we would not put a block on our phone for a specific area code. But say, for instance, if you're only dealing in one area code, then you could put a block on to only receive calls in that specific
Mhm.
area code. So that's another way
That's
to
an
kind of look
idea.
at
I hadn't
it.
thought
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, depending
Mhm.
on where someone specializes their business, and that's for a business phone, because
Mhm.
obviously your cell phone, you want to be able to connect with your family and friends. But another question or comment here is about, let's see, did I get that on there?
Yeah, how Facebook has changed algorithms.
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
Don't know, it's not showing name. So there's the anonymous option in Facebook groups that people can post anonymously. I'm not sure
Mhm.
if that's what you mean, but
Mhm.
that's the only way you wouldn't see their name. But
Right.
as far as the spam, yes, it's an issue with your reviews on Facebook. Tons
Mhm.
of spam. And so it, as frustrating as that is, go to that review, click the three dots in the top right and report it as spam.
Mhm.
Sometimes it takes Facebook a hot minute to deal with it, but be consistent about reporting and they will eventually remove it. I
Yeah.
can say that from firsthand experience
Mhm.
and that of my
Right.
clients as well. So,
And another thing, guys, I just thought about, on your website, you have like your phone number and your email. This is really in reference to emails, and we was talking about bots, right? What it
yes.
does is scans your website to pick up information that can be used. So they look for something like an email with an @ sign, right? So what you would want to do, rather than having the physical email address put on your website, take a picture and place it as an image on your website. And then when they scan, they won't be able to pick up your email address. You
That's an
kind of
interesting
understand what
thought.
I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So most of the time, you will put your email address. And at one time, there was some that was saying, don't put your email address on your website because of that, and you would
Hmm.
just use your contact page for them to
Right.
contact you.
Right.
So the way you can get around that is take your email and make it an image and put it on your website. Now you have to know some code to
Mm-hmm.
actually put it as an image, because remember that spot is for an email. But there is a way, if
Yeah.
you need some help with that, you can definitely contact me and I can help you with that. But that's
Mm-hmm.
another way to kind of block that spam that goes on.
Yeah.
um and then make sure you have some type of um email block, so that when they
Right.
email form block, so that
Okay.
when they put something in, because it
Mm-hmm.
can be also a bot that's
Right.
filling out that information. Now, the way I have mine set up, they have to put in information. So they can't just scam or scan my website and put it. It has to be somebody physically, in which I have someone who is an admin that constantly send me information. And what they're doing, they're looking for work. So they're
Yes.
constantly filling out that my form. And if you're listening to this, please stop, because I've tried contacting them and it has been of no avail. But
Hmm.
it can be a pain in the butt.
That's the thing. I think, we're going to learn to navigate all the different. I thinking of a video game, and you're just like Galaxia or Galaga from the 80s. I
Yeah,
love the
yeah.
80s games. Anyway, that's what it is. Spam is going to come at us from all different directions, and
Hmm.
we just need to be smarter. And sometimes we need some help, and that's fine too. But we've got to figure out ways to reduce it, block it when possible, and just navigate and understand. And that it's a giant subject. We've talked a lot about spam emails and people trying to scam you in the spam email, right?
Hmm.
And just being able to detect. And sometimes it's really hard to detect when something is fake. But through your website, like you were saying, I get spam messages all the time. And sometimes it is legit. Sometimes it is somebody who is offering their services, but they're being very
Yeah.
salesy and they're using that as an avenue to try to sell.
Hmm.
So, but
And have you noticed too, Michelle?
yeah.
Like, say for instance, if we put out a post on, say, Facebook, right? You would get
Mhm.
spammers there where they're offering their service. It may be something we may be doing, any type of post, and they're putting their information. That happens a lot on
Mhm.
on Instagram. It drives me crazy. When you put up something in there like DM me. If I wanted to
Yeah.
DM you, then I would have, but I just
Yeah.
delete them. I mean, this is my business, so I can sit there and I can delete stuff if I'm not that busy.
Mm-hmm.
Or, if I have my admin or someone, they can go ahead and take care of it. But it's a matter of, like Michelle saying, putting things in place that can help you with
Mm-hmm.
those out of control, like someone just
Yeah.
said, out of control bots, right?
Right. And, I think that coming back to the main point we started out with is to be available. There's a lot of spammers and people who are just being too salesy. But when it comes to you and your business, be available, be authentic, offer excellent customer service, and your customers will know, like, and trust you. That's the bottom line.
That's the bottom line.
Right?
Well put, Michelle.
Yeah.
So you know what, guys? I think we're done for the evening. If no one else have any other questions, we would love to stay here and answer them for you. But if not, we will see you next week. And I'm gonna hide this. Next week, you join us Thursday at 5 p.m. I don't have our. Let's see. Can I?
Oh, I may have
it.
it.
Right.
I may have it. It's ask questions and follow up. That's the topic.
Awesome.
Yay.
That's right.
Yes. So we will see you all next Thursday.
We're just following in suit.
That's
right. So you guys have a great evening, and we'll talk with you soon. Okay. Take care.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye now.